But I think the UFC is going to self-regulate, and you're going to see some of the characters that are involved in degenerate gambling and always pushing this gambling shit kind of get iced out. Not banned. There won't be an announcement, but I bet you see them less. That's power slap, you know? Someone needs to look into power slap. I mean, if I was going to, bro, you want to talk about fighter pay? I don't know if the betting lines or if there's prop bets on power slap, but if I'm going to go to if I'm from that dark world and I'm in debt, I'm going to the power slap guy. I'm going to the power. You know how easy that is to fake a knockout in power slap? I'm going to the fucking power slap guy who's making $3,000 to get mollywopped in the face, who's probably a truck driver in a fucking underarm shirt, and going, buddy, you want to make 10 times the money? That's what I would do. Yeah. That's a brilliant idea. Yeah, if I get in some financial trouble, the first athlete I'm hitting up is power slap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yo, my man, $3,000 and you're in the main event. Very cool. Let's go ahead and take a fall, right? Let's go ahead and take a fall in the first slap, and I'll pay you 10 times the amount of money, which is $30,000, which is a great deal for me because I'm going to make so much more money. Yeah, I think it's all going to be fine. But also, what'd you expect? What the fuck did you expect?
They're actually, the Hollywood Reporter started doing, or they did an article about Dana White and his gambling stuff, literally as this stuff is going on, right? So that should be coming out pretty soon. Hold on a second. Right there.
Netflix does a gambling doc on Dana White. Poor timing, claiming Dana White owes $30 million as gambling is in the subject of upcoming Netflix film. Chuck Ben, this is Pizza Carol.
Yeah,
Shout out to
he's talking about it.
Chuck Ben and I will discuss and resurface clip of Isaac Dolgarian claiming to receive gifts from SteveWillDoIt, Zach Bryan following the UFC loss.
Yeah, and it's just the timing is so funny. So people are saying, what the hell's going on?
UFC is currently embroiled in a fight-fixing scandal, all while the CEO's gambling hobby is said to be detailed in a new documentary. Again, Dana's not involved in the gambling when it comes to the UFC. That shit, it's stupid. It's pennies. To him, it's he would never. He's not that dumb. He's not going to compromise this business that he's built from the ground up. To their point, it's terrible timing because he is a degenerate gambler. Dana's guilty of inviting and giving access to those young gamblers like SteveWillDoIt and the Nelk Boys, access to these young fighters. That he's guilty of opening that door and making those connections. Now, he's not responsible. You know, these Dolgarians are technically a grown man. So Dana's like, I didn't tell him to do any of that shit. I know, but this would have never happened if you weren't in this world as well. Damn near the face of the world, you know? The scandal has forced the UFC to reevaluate its procedures, with White claiming he will enforce new policy regarding fight fixing moving forward. During this internal crisis, Netflix is really moving forward. Yeah, Netflix, like, we don't give a fuck.
That's like better.
Probably document Dana White's gambling exploits. I tell you what, this is going to make this documentary, the views are going to be exceptionally higher. Because before I'm like, I don't give a fuck, dude. But now I'm like, let me check out what he's doing. Camera crew has been following the UFC CEO around Las Vegas casinos, capturing his high-stakes sessions at games like blackjack and baccarat. Yeah. When the face of the company is a degenerate gambler and hangs out with young kids who make a lot of bad decisions, and then you incorporate that with young professional fighters who don't have a ton of money, include debt. Wow, I can't believe fight fixing happened. Said nobody. White is known for bets that reach millions of dollars, even admitting so during an interview on Club Shay Shay. Check this out. Netflix doc is expected to feature stories of his massive wins and losses. Again, people only post their fucking wins on Instagram across all aspects of life. These guys that you look up to that are gambling all the time are degenerates, and they are fucking losing most of the time. including one instance where he was filmed turning a $1.2 million loss into $700 profit. And that's fun for the documentary. And that's a Tuesday. I want to see Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because I guarantee you, every night, he's not winning $700,000. That's not real. This is fun for the documentary. They probably followed him around for months and got this one piece where he was down 1.2 million. In general, how this goes, the house always wins. In general, he's losing millions of dollars a night. But that's not a fun narrative. That's not going to make, the headlines. The project also reportedly touches on continuous claims that he owes a massive gambling debt at Red Rock Casino, owned by his longtime the Fertitta brothers.
That's interesting.
I mean, yeah, that's also clickbaity, maybe. But he also, because they're his boys, they're like his brothers. They started the company together. They're not doing that's dicey. That could be a thing where, they give him this huge tab and he's down right now, so they claim it's a debt, but he does come back.
Yeah.
It's just poor timing. On one hand, the UFC is working with federal investigators to root out corruption, maintain the sport. On the other hand, its leader is glamorizing a very culture of high-stakes gambling that arguably creates the environment for such corruption to flourish. Wow. This irony has not been lost on the public, with the documentary news being met with immediate skepticism and criticism given the current climate.
Yeah, people are just talking smack.
Yeah, I mean,
right here, all these are just comments.
So the man is worth 500 million, probably more than that. His company is worth 12 billion. He can definitely afford to pay each fighter a minimum of 50-75 per win. That's a whole nother thing, Bubba.
Yeah,
that you're conflicting two different things there. Who asked for a documentary about a rich guy and his gambling addiction?
Basically, say the timing is terrible, but I mean, it just happened to be.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
No,
it's probably the worst look for the UFC in a hot second. Yeah. Again, I don't think, especially like on the main cards, I don't think there's any shenanigans going on. But with the lower level guys, you introduce some of these degenerate young gamblers who have influence on YouTube and TikTok. What do you think was going to happen, man?
I saw something online about Jason Herzog and that guy Harry Mack. Harry Mack's the one that did that video, about listing all the different things about Jason.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Is this from last week though, where they were just talking shit to each other?
Yeah, something where Harry Mack's supposedly that's why I didn't bring it up as an actual event, but it just clicked in my mind right now. Apparently, he got a DM from Herzog saying like the UFC is not investigating me, right? They confirmed it, whatever. So you had to take down your post, delete your footage or whatever within 48 hours. You have 48 hours or something like that. Okay. I haven't seen anything since.
I see it.
Where is it?
It's on. You go down to the Instagram.
Yeah.
Harry Mack right there. So Herzog put, Harry, your post on November 2nd falsely states federal regulators are auditing my fights and that over 100 UFC bouts are flagged, implicating me. The UFC has confirmed directly with the FBI I am not under investigation. My fights are not being audited. You have 40 hours to retract the claim and delete the post. And then he said, nobody said 100 fights were flagged, implicating you. Yeah, he's right on that. I was told the feds were moving to audit your fights, and that's what I reported. I stand by it. Learn some, reading comprehensive, dickhead. Oh, that's
going pretty hard.
Yeah, that's not cool. You think you get to call me all sorts of... Oh, did Herzog talk a bunch of shit to him?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, probably. We should have looked into it. You think that... You think you get to call me all sorts of awful shit and demand a reaction because someone came knocking? Fuck you, man. Have fun with the investigation. Reread my report and try again. Oof. Yeah, I assume this Harry Mack's a young dude.
It's this dude right here.
Yeah, click on his profile. You see it? Where it says at
BB?
Yep. He looks like a young cat. Yeah,
think
there's no need to go that hard in the paint, but who knows what Herzog said to him. Harry Mack's been doing some work, though.